You are listening to GB Radio 1.
Alright lads, how are we doing today? Hello from me, Charlie Mullen, and my co-host, Tom Morrison.
On today's Sunday Sport Talk, we will be talking about the worst Premier League buys of the season. We've got the world's best football segment, relegation round-off, if I do say so myself. And later on, we will be live outside Anfield, speaking to a group of fans about their top 4 challenge and title race.
So, to kick off this week's podcast, we're going to start with the worst Premier League buys of the season.
If you would like to voice your opinion, you can always tweet us at MullandMorro GB1 and use the hashtag PremFlop to interact and get your views of the worst Premier League purchase heard.
Let's start with Martin Demichelis.
The Argentine hasn't been performing to his best of his abilities, has he?
No. He's been brought in to a Man City team and they've already got a great defence. I don't think he's quick enough to keep up with the Premier League attackers.
Especially since it's known as being probably one of the hardest, fastest paced leagues in the world. And, 32, he hasn't got the youngest legs ever, has he?
Just don't think that the move was cut out for him.
Next up, we've got one of a handful of Spurs players that are being sent in. But Gary Ashcroft from Twitter brand Roberto Soldado as the worst Premier League buy all season. AVB bought the Spaniard for a whopping 26 mil from Spanish giants Valencia. I mean, that to me sounds like an absolute waste of money. You could have paid for 2 Daniel Sturridges, who's been on absolute fire this season. And still have change for 33. Seamus Coleman's arguably the best right back in the Premier League. He's only scored 6 times this season, and one of them was from open play. 26 million for a spot kick taker, when you've got like Ericsson, Paulinho. It's a big waste of money, that. It's not a good striker.
Do you want the spot kick taker? They should have just bought Ricky Lambert 4 mil.
Next up is the United tree. That is Marouane Fellaini.
What a waste of money. He was brought in by David Moyes and he just hasn't done a job.
To be fair, he isn't a bad player, but at the same time, he isn't worthy of this 27 million price tag.
He seems to have knocked his confidence since his move to Man U, and it's showing in his performances.
Yeah, I feel quite sorry for him, but we've seen this happen plenty of times. Big players being bought for stupid prices after one decent season and just not living up to it, especially since he's been playing at a small club like Everton, I mean, it's not hard to make an impact there, but he's a world away at United.
Personally, I think Eric Lamela...
No. He's only 22, just because he's the Italian league to the English league is nothing, is it, really? So, when you've got somebody who's 22, he's obviously not the most physical presence in the world. He's struggling, isn't he? But he hasn't really been given that many chances. You look at Aaron Lennon, he's not prolific in his goal scoring, he's not prolific in his assists, he's just naturally mediocre.
Lamela wasn't exactly firing in the Italian league though. I just don't see why they brought him in.
Well, he was playing for a great team. You just lost a good, versatile midfielder who can play anywhere. You want somebody similar age that can play with him.
Do you know how fast you can kick a football? No. Why don't you try the new Smart Ball? It tells you how fast you kick the ball and it gives you tips how to improve. Or go on our website and watch MullandMorro try it for themselves.
A quick update from Old Trafford. Steven Gerrard doubles Liverpool lead to 2-0 just 1 minute after second half reopening. After firing a rocket penalty home, he runs over to the camera for a big kiss. You just cannot not love this man.
Do you get hungry watching the football? Check out Franny Ball's Matchday Pies, sold at every football ground in the world. Or check out our website at www.franballrunsforpie.com.
Relegation round-off. Support a team currently in the relegation dogfight?
Have something you want to share about it?
Call us on 0138 455 6555.
You can also download our app by searching GBR1 on the App Store for Apple or Android.
This week on Relegation Roundoff, Norwich play Sunderland as they both look to escape the relegation dogfight, and it's one of those games when both teams need a vital win.
On behalf of Norwich, in the green corner, we have Dave Kenny, and for Sunderland we have the return of Jeff Picko. So Jeff, how do you think your team can fare against Norwich?
Well, I think we have a stronger midfield and attack with Adam Johnson, Liam Bridcup and Key, and on loan Fabio Barini, who's been in pretty decent form recently. For me, he's been one of the surprise packages of the season, other than that Jay Rodriguez from Southampton. It'll be a close game, I think.
Yeah, he's improved a lot from last season after being brought in from Liverpool. It did cost them a lot of money.
So hopefully we can just go out, outscore the opposition, defend well, and do the business, get 3 points.
To be honest, I think we will win. With the recent purchase of Yobo, hopefully he's going to bring in a bit of experience and take control of our defence. He was solid for Everton a few years back. He's also been good for Nigeria. I think they will be able to. They'll struggle with the pace that we've got in Nathan Redmond. So I can't see Sunderland doing much to damage us. I think it's going to be absolute thrashing, to be honest, because your defence is just shocking.
As always, as we approach the end of relegation round-off here on GB Radio 1, we like to interact with the fans a little bit more, get their predictions of what the score is going to be.
So, Jeff, what do you think the score is going to be for the upcoming game?
I think it'll be 4-0 cruising to Sunderland.
Right, Dave, what about you? I think I'm going for a 2-1 Sunderland win.
Final question, where do you think you'll finish, and do you want your manager to be replaced? I don't know, Jeff. I think we'll finish 17th, just above the drop zone, because we can score goals, we just have a leaky defence, and I think Gus Poyet has been brilliant since we brought him in. He didn't have too much to do, to top Paolo Di Canio. He's not the best manager ever, he hasn't got the best footballing brain, he's a bit thick really, isn't he? So, Dave.
I honestly think we're going to get relegated this season. I just don't think we have the firepower to stay up in the Premier League.
Bold claim, bold claim.
Stay tuned, as coming up after us is the boys from Toffee Talk. It's their very first broadcast. Sadly, we're all Evertonian.
That's all for today, lads. Tune in next week for another great episode. See ya.